All right, this is the Keep Hammering Collective with Jayson Hopper. What's up?
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. We had a big day today.
How was it?
Tell the folks what we did.
We did a proper lift run shoot, and this was a big one because we had a goal, or you had a goal to break the Rock Up Mount Pisgah record, which my oldest son had at I think he's 30:04 or something like that, just right over 30 minutes. So nobody's ever broke 30 minutes. We thought if anybody's going to do it, it could be you, but I also did have to make it hard.
You did.
Because you are it's the fittest man on earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I said
For the world, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I apologize to everybody when I said fittest man in the world. I know that makes no sense and nobody would know what I was talking about. So thank you for correcting me. Fittest man on earth. So I figured if we got the current king here, we had to challenge him. So we did a 13-mile run first, at least 13, probably further, but with a couple thousand feet of gain. That was good. And then went to the Rock.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
So you didn't tell me anything about what the terrain was going to be. So I had the assumption that we were going to run 18 miles because that was the initial goal.
And my phone says 17.
Yeah. It was all going to be on road. That's the assumption. I didn't really ask any questions.
Yeah,
I didn't ask any questions. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to show up.
Yeah, that's a good assumption.
And we climbed 2,000 feet in the first 3 miles.
Yeah.
In maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah. It was tough. That's a grind.
So we were climbing. There were moments when one of us were on all fours.
Yeah.
Because of how steep it was.
Doing whatever it takes.
Yeah.
It was working for you. I was like, well, okay.
Oh, I didn't tell anybody who it was.
No. I mean, I don't know who it was, but it was working for them.
It was. It felt comfortable.
Yeah.
But then, okay, it was me. It felt comfortable for moments. And then it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But then you did it again.
I did it a total of 3 times. For some reason, it was comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I got out of that. And we made it up. It was definitely the hardest part about today.
Mm-hmm. That climb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we climbed, we had a little conversation about how you said, this is the moment everybody doesn't look forward to. Mm-hmm. And I said, this is the moment I look forward to the most. Yeah.
Well, what I was saying is I was relating it to like when you lift weights and when you get those reps and they start to burn, you get into failure. Most people quit way before that, but that's where the gains happen. That's where the growth is going to happen. You're out of your comfort zone. It hurts. Your muscles are going to respond more. But those reps are tough.
Yeah.
And I was saying I try to have that same mindset for running when I'm running up a hill and my quads are just on fire. If you can embrace that and be like, I'm finally here. This is where I've been trying to get to the whole time.
Yeah.
It's different than when people feel that and they're like, okay, got to recover.
For sure.
But you, to your point, you embraced that. And I noticed that I knew it was hurting because it was hurting me and I do it all the time, but my legs were on fire and you were just kept pushing.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to see because you were, it's easy to say you love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
It sounds good.
A lot of people say what they're supposed to say, but then you see it in action and it's like, well, your words aren't matching what you're doing now.
For sure.
But yours did. So I was really impressed with that. That was cool. And then getting up Spencer's, we could have a really good view of the city, which was nice. We're above the clouds. That fog kind of sits down the valley sometimes, but we could see all the way up to the Cascades.
Yeah.
Just an awesome view.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And then we descended down and we kept climbing. So I was under the impression that was going to be the most climbing, and then we would get on the road. Mm-hmm. And you kept finding ways to find more mountains to climb.
Yeah. Even that one over where we ran on the road for a while and then cut off and then did that climb.
Like, we're doing 18 in the hills.
It's legit. But I needed to make sure we had, like I said, the proper test for you. You're like an elite athlete. I don't want you. My goal with people is I want them to leave here with good stories to tell. like have something, make an impact on somebody where they leave here and they're thinking about all the shit we did.
Right.
And they're thinking about why it's important and why it might impact their life, and it's like, I don't know if that ever happens, but that's my goal is I want to share what I do. And I always want the person who I'm with to do more than they've ever done. So if they've run 3 miles, I want them to run 4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I just want to make it memorable. It's like, this is what drives me every day, this lift, run, shoot. And that's allowed me to have the success I've had. So if I can share that, and then when it's with an outlier like yourself, I can learn from your mindset on what makes you bulletproof or what makes you a winner. And then selfishly, I pretend like this, I'm entertaining you, I'm giving you a bow, I'm doing all this stuff. This is all for me. This is just because I'm addicted to learning how to be the best version of a human I can be. And I do different things than you, but I can take lessons I've learned from you and implement them into my routine or my mindset maybe, and it's going to allow me to elevate, to be that higher, my highest potential as a human.
Yeah. And
so that's why I'm learning from you the whole time, and it was fun to be able to quiz you and see you in action and think about how that can impact me later.
Well, likewise, I feel like I've been learning a lot on the running. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you taught me so much about how to shoot a bow that I didn't know. So likewise, brother. It's been a fun trip.
Oh, it's been great. But so we went to OPH, that's our breakfast stop. We did that I thought, okay, let's get the run out of the way, which we did. It was a great run. Then let's refuel, recover a little bit, because you can get depleted and you just can't perform. You know how that goes. You're just, when you sweat a lot, like you did sweat a lot running, so that salt gets down, your magnesium gets down, you're getting more dry, you're at a calorie deficit, even though you did a pretty good job with your gels.
That was my number one goal. Yeah. I always, like you said, we talked about it after. Mm-hmm. I've never obviously ran more than 8 miles at once, but you hear that the main reason people kind of fall off is because they aren't disciplined with their nutrition.
Yeah.
And it's my first time running. The initial goal was 18.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, I'm going to put down, the goal is 50 carbs every, 30 to 45 minutes and just keep it going. And I didn't want to get off that sort of goal because I didn't want to get to 13. And because at the same time, it's like you get to the first 10, you're thinking, oh, I don't need that yet.
Yeah.
Because you're in a flow and you're fresh and there's adrenaline. But then all of a sudden it just clicks. You're just like, oh, wow, like,
yeah,
I feel very crappy right now.
Yeah.
And it's probably because you didn't, you weren't disciplined.
You fell behind slowly.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't because of me and my lack of discipline and fueling that I would fall off.
You were controlling what you could.
Yeah.
There's the effort and all that. You don't really know what you're going to be tasked with, but you can control what you could control. And that was, nutrition, calories. You had a couple water bottles. So you did a good job on making sure you're giving your body what it needs to perform at the level you expect. But we went to that good breakfast. That was fun, kind of a reset. And then it's like, okay, let's go get this rock thing. Again, it was Tanner had it at 30:04. And so, yeah, you busted out an incredible rock carry up there, which we've talked about it a couple times now, but I did feel like the record was in jeopardy when you were at the mile marker in 20 minutes, because that told me you had a half mile left. And you were on pace to break it because you had most of the climbing done by that time. So you had done a half mile in 10-minute segments. And now you just had a half mile left and you did it in 7:20. And so your total time, 27:20, which is the new Pisgah rock carry record, which I'm not surprised you got it. But it was fun. It was just,
the people videoing were haters. They weren't, they didn't believe.
No, I know.
My own guy didn't believe.
That's sad, isn't it? Isn't that sad? You figured you ride or die.
I know, right?
Ride or die.
No, but no, like at the end of the day, it's fuel. When someone tells you can't do it, it obviously drives me, and that's kind of
someone who you love like a brother. Then all of a sudden they're saying, "I don't believe in you."
That's right. Wow. Someone who off the camera says you could do it, but then
We're screwing around. So that was fun. That was, we saw people in town for Spike Camp, which is cool. Guys up on the top at the summit, and then also this couple from Florida came in and met them at the bottom. But it was I just live for days like today. And then also it was great because then we had our bench press competition, and Tanner, I called Tanner because he got off work at 3:30, and I said, hey, J-Hop drop top cock block.
Oh my God.
Chop shop is going to get on this bench here, and we're going to see if
you got to you got to elaborate on you got to give people context of what that was.
What?
Whatever you just
That's
said.
your nickname. J-Hop. No, wait, can you give me the lyrics to this song? What is it?
It's raindrop,
okay.
drop top,
Yeah.
cooking up dope in the hot box.
So anyway, I didn't get the lyrics 100% right, I guess,
Yeah.
what I just said, but it was close. It was based on that.
Yeah, we have a little remix. He asked me what the name of my gym was, and I said Hop Shop.
Yeah.
And when you say Hop Shop, you instantly think of that song.
Yeah. I know.
So we put a little twist on it.
Yeah.
But
we gotta still gotta flesh it out a little bit.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. It's a rough version still, but we'll get it.
It's our first draft. It's our first draft. But no, the rock carry was challenging for sure. But like I said, I think the first 3 miles of today were the hardest for me, the most challenging mentally. And then the rock, man, I just knew.
You gonna get it?
I just knew it was.
You called it.
It was wrapped up.
You said 27, maybe 28.
Yeah.
Before you started.
It was just like I'm not gonna let myself run a mile and a half in 30 minutes. That was just a mindset. Like,
Okay.
I'll be damned if it takes me that long to run that long.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
So that was like the mindset, and then obviously what we talked about earlier, like the way the rock was like positioned on my back and us going uphill, it was kind of difficult for me to like get my torso up and look at how far I was going. So I was able to be where my feet were. That's kind of like the mindset I had, was just, hey, be where your feet are, be planted where you are, bloom, and kind of just take one step at a time. Yeah. And obviously it did hurt, but it helped me because every time I did peak up at the incline, I was like, oof. Yeah. Head back down. And so keeping that there and like being present in that moment was definitely helpful, because obviously it was peeking at my watch, and I saw the predicted pace that I would run a mile in, and I was like, I'll just stay here at this pace. And but there was definitely some moments where I had to keep telling myself, hey, you love this, like you're built for this, and where everybody else like shy away and like hesitate towards this, this is where you go all in because you love it. Like I love it. This is what I'm obsessed with, this feeling right here, and I want to invite it in. Like I don't want to put a hand to it. Like come on in. Yeah. Like I don't have a hate relationship with pain. Right. And that was an opportunity to kind of build that love relationship with it. So do you think is that what stops most people, do you think? Because people have such an aversion to pain. We're taught to, if something hurts, you stop. Right. And you're kind of ingrained with that. It's just like, you hear that your whole life. That's your signal to stop. But so to change that mindset and just be like, no, I'm leaning into this. And also, what's the worst that's going to happen? Right. I mean, you're not going to die. Yeah. You're not going to die from the pain. So what could possibly happen by pushing harder than you've ever pushed, other than opening up a new pathway, it's a whole nother resource. Like, oh, I've never been here before. Now I'm in this other realm. What can I do here? Yeah. And before, you never knew what that would be like because you'd stopped before it. Yeah. So I think that, it's a fascinating exercise to think, to learn more about that pain. You said you invited in, but it's like, there's a lot to it. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. And it comes with training. Yeah. You just don't wake up and, have that mindset or even the physical ability to even do that. It's definitely trained. But I do think people should be doing stuff like that because it gives you immediate feedback on your pain tolerance, on what you're able to accomplish mentally and how far you're willing to go. I'm taking a rock up a mountain, like you said, nothing's going to stop me. I'm not going against anybody else but myself. It's me and this rock.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's going to stop is me. And so you can get to the top of that, or if you fail, you can walk away with that with data. You get to go away with thinking, wow, there's some things that I need to change in my life to get me to the, you know, bulletproof or hard or whatever you want to label it as. You get to step away with that with just facts and just some, you know, data to change. And that's what I love about that. And I think people should, for us as CrossFitters, we don't necessarily do that every day. We train, you know, other methods, but I do think that test right there, and it could be anything. Just do something hard. It doesn't have to be sexy. It doesn't have to be, you know, written up to be like, you know what, this is a great workout. No, just do something hard. Do something that is going initially scares you, and just see what you're capable of. See what you're made of.
Yeah.
Like that test right there. The first thing I thought about when I put the rock on the thing, and I told you I was gonna tell you this. I beat the record by 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yep. 44 seconds.
44 seconds. It was 27:20.
27:20.
27:20. My first thought was, damn.
26s.
I want to be in the 26.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about any, like, I wasn't like.
You're thinking the other way. Instead of I crushed it by 2:44.
Right.
You're thinking, I was only 21 seconds from 26:59.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's 26s. Yeah.
And so
that's a winner.
Yeah. To your point, I think people need to tap into stuff like this a little bit more, because it just, like I said, it gives immediate feedback on where you currently are mentally.
Yeah. No, I like that. It's and also you had said a key thing in there where, you know, you're in the moment, in, you know, one step at a time, because when you would glance up, it seemed like a long way, right? So, and that's life. That's a marathon. That's probably some of your CrossFit workouts. Like if you run a marathon, you can't focus on mile 25 because you're on mile 4.
For sure.
You need to focus on mile 4.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the process.
You can worry about mile 25 when you get there, but people think about they're hurting a mile 4. I'm never going to be able to make it. I'm never going to. Just don't worry about that. Worry about the mile you're in.
Right.
And so that was the point that I was taking from what you were saying, is like, no, you just got to focus on what you're doing at that moment. And then I think, you know, it takes a while to learn your body and to learn the signals from your body, and then your self-talk. You know, as we talked about this pain relationship, but it's also this self-talk with people is powerful.
Right.
Like how do you are you beating yourself up? Like you calling yourself a pussy? It's like, I knew this. I knew I wasn't in shape. I knew. Or are you like, you know, as you're like looking at it as data set points where it's like, oh, I'm learning from this. I need this information.
Yeah.
So it's just how that self-talk, how you're interpreting, how you're feeling, and the emotions associated with it. I think a lot of people miss out on that. And I don't think they get to grow to their full potential because of it. But it sounds really easy to explain, but implementing it is hard.
For sure. I do think it takes a lot of self-awareness to figure out how to talk to yourself in certain situations. For me, there is time to be like, all right, you're being weak.
Yeah.
Like quit making excuses, buckle up, and like do the job. Like, but there are also times where I don't respond well to that. And I do something well and I'm hard on myself, but I look back and I'm like, dude, there's been a lot of progress. I don't need to hear the voice, you suck.
Yeah.
I need to hear the voice, hey, you're making strides.
Look how further along you are.
Yeah. Dude, like just look back.
Yeah.
Look how far you've come. Obviously, I'm not a satisfied person. That's just not my nature. Like, so like obviously like when I set that rock down, I'm thinking about, dang, like what could have been, you know? So I don't have to really wrestle with that. But there are times when, you know, I got to look back and see how far I've come, or see how far the needle has been pushed and whatever I'm working on, and be like, hey, dude, you're on the right goal. You're on the right track. And so I think you have to have like a lot of self-awareness to be able to know what what kind of self-talk in each situation, what you need most. Yeah.
Well, and as humans, our mood changes all the time. Every day, we're inundated with different things come in, different relationship issues or arguments, or you read something. So you're changing daily too.
Yeah.
And it's so dynamic. Well, that made me think, so how do you have a coach?
Yes.
Or so how does a coach know how to talk to you? Is it just experience, or because you feel, to me, it feels like you are so dialed in on your ability and your mindset that a coach couldn't know any of that to your level. So what does a coach offer you right now?
So he is not necessarily offering that per se.
Okay.
It depends. Like we're not in the same state. So typically the main thing that a coach is doing is programming for me.
Okay.
So my guy, his name's L, programs for me, and that typically just looks like workouts, obviously. Okay. And we'll talk through that and what he wants to see from those workouts. So the thing he's coaching me through is maybe like technique. If I send him a lift of me snatching, he'll coach me through that. But the mindset stuff, I'm like, it's very rare where I'm asking him, hey, like, what should I be thinking? Or, typically, if that were to come up, it's typically at a competition where he's like, we're face to face, and I come off the floor, and maybe it's a bad event, and I'm like wrestling with thoughts of like, damn, like I just came in near last in this event. It's very crucial for him to like be like, hey, dude, short-term memory.
Yeah, on to the next.
Yeah, on to the next. So in those situations, it's definitely helpful. But
it's just cues probably just to get you moving. And so you're not thinking about
for sure
what already happened. You can't do anything about the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so like tell me the difference between, you mentioned like, you explained your whole CrossFit career. Right now you're the current champion, which is incredible because like I was saying, like even for these CrossFit gyms here, to make regionals is like you're a freak. And not only, we're talking levels above regionals, but you won the whole damn thing against the whole world, which is amazing. But also, but I bookend that with, you had a competition where you were out early, right? I mean, what happened in like your worst CrossFit Games?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, I got cut. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Tell me what getting cut means.
So there was a games in 2022 where if you weren't in a certain position after 2 days, you were cut from competition.
Okay. So they're it's like making the cut in golf.
Yeah.
Like if you're
right. Yeah.
Strokes over, whatever, you're out.
Yeah. Okay. So basically I went to that competition and I had a terrible day 1 and day 2, and I was in 32nd place after I think maybe Friday night.
And what'd they cut to? 30?
30.
Oh, God.
And then the next day they cut it 20.
Okay.
So yeah, I was on the chopping block.
Well, and
that was a bad year.
How'd you do the year before?
7th.
So you were trending up.
That's right.
You're supposed to be, and is that when you were training?
With Matt. Yeah, I moved to Vermont.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so tell me, like, how do you go from that to champion? Like explain the mistakes you made. I want to see if I can learn from the mistakes you made that year. What happened?
So I thought that to be a champion, it looked like one way.
Matt's way?
Matt's way.
Okay.
And so I assumed that if I wanted to be a champion, it was doing everything that Matt did, his lifestyle. That was the only way. And so I moved to Vermont 6 months, and I realized how much I love my home, my friends, my lifestyle. And I basically put all that on the chopping block for winning. And it was a lifestyle that I wasn't really used to. It was a very stretching lifestyle. And I'm not saying it's a bad lifestyle. It just wasn't for me.
What did you say?
Like it was stretching me.
Oh, okay,
Like,
gotcha.
yeah. It was,
Yep. Yeah, gotcha.
Boss.
Yeah.
But essentially, I struggled with not only the training, but also just living in Vermont, away from
Isolated.
my home.
Yeah.
And man, I'm a family guy. I'm a friend guy. I have a bunch of friends. I love hanging out. I love doing things. And that, being able to train and do the things that we're doing, that is like my escape. And so there have been moments where I'm head down, just burying myself, and, going out, not like, until midnight drinking, but like going out to a restaurant and hang out with the friends, or, doing something with the boys. Like that is like my, almost like a recovery to get my mind off of everything I'm already focused on. Because I can get deep into that kind of stuff and go all in to a detriment.
Too obsessive.
Too obsessed. Yeah.
Right.
So that's
you
what
need to release.
Yeah, that's what I did in Vermont. And on top of that, the training of it, it was a lot of volume. It was a lot of hours. It was a lot of reps, and my body was not reacting well to it.
Like how many hours did you train a day?
We were there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, leaving at 6 or 7 at night. There was some lunch breaks in between.
Yeah. But long days.
Long days. 3 sessions sometimes.
Was Matt still competing at this time?
No. He would never let me move up there when he was competing. No, he would never.
Why? Because he's trying to protect. And honestly, this his spot at the top.
Yeah. He would never train with people. But it honestly wasn't Matt's fault, because I looked at him and I said, before I moved up there, and I said, hey, I want you to put me through exactly what you put yourself through for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I gave him the invitation.
Yeah.
I accepted it. Yeah, he accepted it, and I went for it. But I learned through that that it wasn't for me.
Right.
I go to the games and I'm just run down. Like there's no intensity whatsoever.
Like was your body weight down too, do you think?
No, it was up. Lots of inflammation.
Oh.
So I was like 232 going into the CrossFit Games. And what I realized was I had been doing all this volume, but it wasn't with any intensity. It was just a lot of reps.
Yeah.
So then I get to game day and we're about to race, and everybody else has this intensity that I just can't tap into because I've never trained it. I got a lot of volume. I can do a lot of these workouts over the course of a weekend, but I'm not even going to make it to Friday.
And what was your thought going into those games? What did you think you were going to win?
I wanted to be on the podium.
Okay. Top three.
Top three.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went from 7th. Honestly, I had a really good, they call it semifinals now. It's a new regionals. And I had a really good semifinal where, like I said, it gives you data. It's like immediate feedback on where kind of everybody is in the season. And in that time, I was getting good feedback. And I was like, man, there's a good chance I can podium.
You think that, how far before the games was that?
Oh, that was when I peaked.
Yeah, but how far before that?
2 months.
2 months. So was it just the movements in that, whatever you subscribed during that event or that contest, those just matched up well with your ability and the other ones didn't?
No. When I got to that competition, I hadn't been run down. When I got overtrained, it was the week after that
between
into the
games. Gotcha.
Yeah. So when I got there, the intensity was pretty high because I was doing a lot less volume, and that the intensity was a lot higher.
Okay. So
I made it through that, and then that's when the real games training actually happened. And like I said, I got to the games and just couldn't keep up. So to answer your question, the change happened when after the games, when I moved back home, when I was like, you know what? I know what works for me. It's not volume, it's intensity. Games intensity. That's what I want to train at. Like I want to go to every single workout and every single day with the mindset I'm at the CrossFit Games and I'm about to give everything I got. And I'm not going to do a workout if I'm not there. Like I'm not doing a workout if I'm at 50%. I'm not doing anything just to check a box. I'm not doing anything just to get the reps in. Because I've seen what that does. I felt what that does, and it doesn't work. So I'm only doing things with the utmost intensity. That's all I did. So it was a lot less volume, a lot less hours in the gym, but when we did race, like I was obviously up at the top because I've been training that intensity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, but how many times did you go and say you're at 50% and not train?
A lot of times.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that seems like somebody like you.
This is gonna. I don't know. You might not like this.
It's okay.
But there have been multiple times where I would be in the middle of a workout and it's not the right intensity now. I would shut it down. And people might think that's like I'm a quitter or it's soft, but you got to think I'm not doing in that moment. I'm not training to make me hard or tough. I'm training for a competition.
Right.
So it's the intent of why I'm doing that. Like if I did a workout and the intent was just like, and I didn't have to compete, of course I'm not going to quit the workout.
Yeah.
I'm just going to like,
if you're just burning calories, I got to burn this many calories today.
I'm just going to get through it. Like, I'm not a quitter just because things get tough. But there have been multiple moments where I would be in games training specifically leading up to the games. And like I said, I had been I'm so scared of that Vermont experience and how I felt that I was like, I don't even want to dabble in that. And so if it was like, oh, I got this workout later this afternoon, this is, we're deep into the week. I'm already feeling the effects and we're deep into this day. I've already done a whole lot of things. And I start it because I feel the pressure of like, man, like I can't say no to this. Like, I feel there because it's a tough decision. It's like, do you want to like not do what's prescribed today?
Right.
You want to go home and just be like, I didn't do that.
I wasn't feeling like that.
I feel like, it's like, that's totally not me.
Yeah.
But also it's like, it's the maturity behind it. It's like, all right, there have been moments where I'm like, I got to do it. Like, I just got to do it. And then you get into it and it's like, man, this isn't pushing the needle. This isn't doing anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm wasting my time. And actually it's just, it's now affecting the next day.
Right. Because you're going to be more, more compromised.
Yeah.
When you're deep in the backcountry and everything depends on your gear, your knife can't be the weak link. That's why I teamed up with Montana Knife Company to build the Keep Hammering Pack Out. What matters to me in all things is performance. The Pack Out is built to do one thing really well: break down animals efficiently. The blade shape gives you control when skinning, the steel holds an edge, and it's light enough that you don't think twice about carrying it all day. When you're tired, cold, and working on an animal miles from the truck, simple and reliable are everything. Montana Knife Company is American made, and that matters to me. I know Josh Smith personally, and he doesn't cut corners. He cares about quality, doing things the right way, and about building products here in the USA that actually perform in the field. That's why I trust this knife. If you want to check it out, head to montanaknifecompany.com, and right now, podcast listeners get 10% off any knife with code CAM10. CAM 10. The Keep Hammering Pack Out, built for the backcountry, built to work. We've got a limited all black pack out dropping January 8th. Quantities are tight and they won't last. Get yours now. Hoyt began with a dream and a simple desire: create the best bow hunting and target archery equipment possible, and since 1931, that is exactly what they've been doing. I'm skeptical every year that this year's bow will be better than last year's, yet somehow their engineers seem to figure it out. I think what sets them apart is their engineers are all avid hunters themselves, so they take their bows in the field every year with the intent to make them stronger, faster, and more accurate. Hoyt is actually my lifetime bow sponsor. That is how much I believe in them, their products, and their drive to always be the best. Hoyt is giving listeners of this podcast 20% off products in their store with code CAM. Sorry, it doesn't work on bows, but it does work on accessories, including quivers, rests, and my favorite, the Go Stick. That's code CAM at checkout at Hoyt.com. You know what that reminds me of is Khabib has talked about this in Dagestan, where those guys go back and he could like do something like this, but as a coach, he could look at everybody and see who was fresh or who had been on their phone, like laying in bed at night.
Oh, yeah.
And so he would not have them train.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, you can't do this at 50% because you're tired, because you're dicking around on your phone. So he'd take their phone and keep it. until get some sleep, come back ready to train.
That's right.
And that's what it reminds me of. It's
Yeah.
like it doesn't at the certain level. I mean, most people, you just got to get your workout in, and you're not winning the game. You're not winning anything. You're just trying to win life. And it doesn't matter if you're performing at your highest level. It's just like some people get, like for me, I get through a workout because what it offers me mentally. I know I'm not gaining anything physically, but I have to work out. It's like I have to do shit. And so there's that, but I think at a certain level of elite athleticism, it's, I talk about this with Olympic athletes where sleep is just like training, just as important as reps.
Yeah.
You have to recover your body. So it's like, it's sort of that. It's like, let's make sure we're training at our highest level the right way. And that's how you make those, incredible gains. Yeah. But I was just curious how that, you had some momentum going up and then a huge letdown on that competition and then back to the top. Right. And it's pretty cool to hear you explain all that and how your mindset's altered.
Yeah.
It's like, so to me, I've heard, I've spent a couple days with you now, but I've heard a couple stories. One of them was a big learning thing. You learned that you like to be around your friends and train at home, and the mat thing wasn't for you in that area. But then you also had another
Matt's a great coach. I mean,
my legend. I'm sure
none of that was wasted.
No, you learned from it.
Yeah, for sure.
That was all positive, and there could have been a time maybe in a different time in your life where you went and that's exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
So or exactly what somebody else needed. It's just,
that's right.
Like I said earlier, it's a complicated species, as a human. But you had another one too. So you've had to restart a couple times, but you mentioned Clemson football where you were playing and you quit and worked at a coffee shop. So that was another time where you're like, I got to start over.
Yeah.
So what is it about this? And tell me about that one. And then it feels to me like you take these hits, people question, what are you doing, whatever, and then you rise up higher even.
Right.
So it's like your gut instinct is right.
Right.
Other people can't see it or feel it.
Yeah.
But it always works for you. So tell me about the football one.
So I was playing football and kind of I jumped all into the fitness space like a year before I started playing. So in the sense of I started doing CrossFit.
So wait, so when were you in high school?
Yes.
Okay.
And started doing CrossFit.
Okay.
Just outside of high school, right when I started college. And fell in love with it. This was 2017. Mm-hmm. Watched all the documentaries. I'm learning.
Yeah. What'd you love about it? I mean, tell me when you were watching those docs, what'd you love?
Oh, I love watching Matt go, man. I was like, dude, that dude is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I saw something when it came to his willingness to endure pain that I related to. Obviously, in that time I wasn't nearly as good, but I saw something in that, and I was like, that was the guy. How did you know, or how would you know how much pain he was in, or why did you feel like he could deal with pain better? What did you see? His eyes. Eyes, okay. Yeah. Eyes never lie, Chico. You just know, man.
Yeah. Okay.
You just know. You know a winner when you see it. Mm-hmm. And you can just tell. He wears it on his sleeve. And so, you just know he was ultra competitive and he had that it factor. Mm. And it's hard to explain, some people got it like that. And he was someone that you watched and he was like, yeah, that's the one. Mm-hmm. And so I watched the documentaries.
Here, move that closer to you, that mic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Watched the documentaries, and Tia had the same it factor. She still does. Mm-hmm. So, 2017, I watched that, and then I was playing football. Mm. The issue was with football, I was a freshman, and I had these dreams to obviously play in the NFL, or even if I didn't want to play or didn't play in the NFL, I wanted to coach. Mm. It was I'm going to either coach after, I want to be a receivers coach, or play in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And so that was the initial out of high school, this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. And with football, I wasn't a 5-star. I wasn't the fastest guy on the field. So I needed to develop. And it was going to take me a while. I was playing at one of the best schools in the country. So if I did play,
to get in that rotation,
if I did play, it was going to be my senior year.
Right.
And so it was all about just developing and being patient and trusting the process on that stuff. And honestly, when I was going through that, since I've also been dabbling with CrossFit, I just couldn't stop thinking about CrossFit. That was growing. And when I was playing football, I started to wane. My love towards football started to die, simply because, one, I wasn't playing. I wasn't like, I knew I had to wait for like my chance, and it was going to take a long time.
Yeah.
But this was giving me
kid.
Instant gratification.
Yeah.
So I was growing really good in this, and very quickly. And there were people saying, I can go, that documentary right there, you can go do that.
Yeah.
And people weren't necessarily saying, hey, in 4 years, this is promised.
Right.
And so kind of fixed my eyes on CrossFit and fitness, and fell out of love with football. And so the decision, after my freshman year, when we lost to Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, I ran out to on that field, and I said, this is my last game. I already knew. The Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't play the game. I was doing warm-ups, and I saw them Alabama boys, and I said, this is not in the cards in my future.
Yeah.
So they gave me some clarity on that. But I stepped away from football after that game, and I worked at a coffee shop in Clemson, all in coffee shop. That's the Clemson mantra, all in. And I worked there, and like you said, people were like, "Bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?" I had family, like, man.
And they were like, "How's football going?" And what'd you say?
How's football? This heart in this coffee looks good. This latte.
Could you do a heart could you do it?
Yeah, I learned how to do that.
Next level, dude.
The downfall. Playing in a Sugar Bowl to make a latte art.
Ooh, that's rough.
Hey,
that's quite a transition.
We're not crapping on baristas, by the way, either.
No. But I think you should be like a hot girl. That would make that heart look a little better than getting it from you, your big arms.
So, like I said, there were a lot of people that love to keep up with you when you were on the football team. Yeah. And you just start to see them just
disappear.
Yeah. But I had a lot of offers. I wouldn't say a lot. I had like maybe 5 out of high school to play at some smaller schools. Appalachian State,
they're pretty good.
Coastal Carolina.
They're good, right?
Yeah.
Appalachian is already.
Yeah. So they were like some smaller schools that offered me, and I was like, no, I'm playing at Clemson. I'm an extremist, and I always want the best. I always want the best opportunity. I always want to be playing with the best. Yeah. And I want the best competition. And so I was like, no, I'm not accepting a full ride scholarship. I'm going to go walk on and earn my spot. And I'm willing to go into school debt for this because I just want this opportunity.
Yeah.
And so did that. And when I was working at the coffee shop, there was a lot of people who were like, dang, like you could have actually been maybe a star at Appalachian State. You know, you could have actually you could have played immediately maybe.
Right.
So there was a lot of that and a lot of just, what are you doing? The people who were closest to me, they just trusted because they knew. But the mindset was, I believe I could do whatever I want in my life. Anything. And it's not because I'm the smartest. I'm not the smartest person in the room by far. But
well, in this room you are. But I don't know.
That man over there is the smartest.
Okay, you're second smartest. That's pretty good.
No,
but you're on the podium.
But you said something. That's crazy. You said something to me on that run today.
Huh?
When I was carrying that rock and I was 20 minutes in, you said, "You got heart, kid." And that's the only ingredient I need. Yeah. In anything.
That's the difference maker right there.
Right there. And
do you have heart?
Yeah. And so I don't trust in my information I know or knowledge or anything else. I trust in my desire to accomplish anything that I want in my life. And it may look like a crazy decision. You just quit football. The main thing I heard in that moment was, dude, anybody would die to be in your shoes. That's the only thing I heard. People would die to be in those shoes or to get that opportunity or to whatever. And it's like, man, one, I can't live to please everybody else.
Right.
That's not my goal. I'm doing what's best for me. And I'm not just going to stick something out and suffer through it because this is a great opportunity for me or just because, people would die to be in my shoes. Like that. Yeah. That's a terrible why.
Right.
That's a terrible why.
For sure.
And so I stepped away and working out of the coffee shop, that was the mindset. It was, hey, like, I'm going to go put my card or, everything in on something else. And I trust myself. I trust myself. I've seen multiple things in my life that have taken a lot of work, and it's not overnight. I'm not expecting this to be an overnight success, but I trust that where I want to go, I'm going to get to eventually. And a lot of people, one, can't relate to that, and they don't understand that. And so they look at that situation of me going from, playing at the best school in the country at the time as a freshman to working at a coffee shop making latte art. And they're like, I wouldn't do that. Well, one, you're not me.
Yeah.
And two, I believe in myself. And I'm going to go do what I want and what I love. And at the time, it was CrossFit over football. And so I just went all in on that because I trusted myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds great, but where did this trust come from? You said you listened like it's worked out a couple times, but have you always believed in yourself, even as a kid? Tell me about like, where did this trust and being able to see the bigger picture, where did this?
Yeah. So I've always prided myself on always being the hardest worker in the room. And I'm the most competitive. And that confidence came through that work. Like I was always willing to work the hardest. I was always willing to put in the extra hours. I always was doing more and more and more and more and more to push the needle farther than everybody else.
Yeah.
And so I saw the results of all of that. And then when I get into that coffee shop moment, it's like, hey, I know that if I just work my tail off, I can get to where I'm going.
I can own this coffee shop.
I can own it. That's great. Exactly. That's the mindset. And honestly, I was able to look back on my life and say, you know what, I've accomplished a few things. Obviously, I was young, haven't accomplished a lot of things, but there were a few things that I worked extremely hard for that I saw compound over time.
Yeah.
Because I put in the work, and work compounds.
Yeah.
It compounds physically, but also mentally. When you see something play out the way that we want to, it's like it's a deposit of self-confidence.
Yeah.
And then you take that into the next thing and you accomplish another thing that you worked hard for, deposit of self-confidence. And so now when I'm in this coffee shop and man, I'm rich with confidence.
Yeah, you're invincible.
yeah. And so now it's just like, man, no one's stopping me.
Right.
And so you just keep going and making just deposits. And those deposits are because of habits and disciplines. And when no one's looking, just working hard, doing the right things when no one's watching, integrity, and learning.
Where did the integrity part come from? Where did you learn that? Have you just always been like a good kid?
No, that part came when I gave my life to Christ. Yeah, when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, so I gave my life to Christ when I was 16 years old and started reading the Bible. And there was a lot of people within the church who kind of brought me in, older guys, and taught me this kind of stuff. Who are you when no one's watching? What are you what are you doing in the dark? And that was kind of like the MO for me. And so that's where I kind of learned that. But no, I'm not a rule follower. I was not a great kid growing up. If you told me not to do something, the first thing I'm thinking is I'm doing that. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I was thinking about.
What happened at 16 though?
I wanted to live in a way that aligned with the ways of the Lord Jesus.
Was that just that was on your heart, or did somebody influence you somehow?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the way other people were living their life.
You said the men at the church, and you're like, I want to be like that.
That's right.
Okay.
So there were guys, and also just diving into that, I knew that, hey man, my past it's not crazy, but there were some things that I'm like, I don't like the way I was moving.
It made you feel.
Yeah, I don't like the way what this made me feel.
Yeah.
I don't like the way, I was to this person, or I don't like the way, I was given this like vibe in person in public, but in private I'm like not operating like that. And I didn't like it just didn't add up. Like I didn't like how that made me feel. And so when I was 16, I needed to, figure this out. And there was guys in my life that I owe a lot to, who kind of like went first on that and showed me what a godly life looks like. And so I would say that is how I've started, growing that integrity aspect of it. And it obviously translated into the work part and the fitness part. It was like, hey, like when no one's watching and the cameras aren't on, are you who you say you are?
Right.
Like, do you love pain when it's just you and nobody else?
And pain. Yeah.
Are you actually inviting it in?
Yeah, right.
And there's accountability there, because then it's like, if I say it on camera, but then I don't do it, it's like, man, now I'm feeling pretty bad about myself because I'm all talk. I'm a fraud.
And I've been in that situation too, and I'm saying everything you're supposed to say. I'm acting how you're supposed to act, but then I'm in the bathroom and I look in the mirror and I'm like, you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
You can pretend, and some people lie to themselves, but try to lie, but you can't.
Right.
You see, I'm not who I'm pretending I am.
Yeah.
And like, I've definitely wrestled with that too, because we know what we're supposed to do. But I do think that I do feel better when I go to church, when I read the Bible. It feels right. It doesn't mean like I don't. Sometimes I'm in church and I'm just like, man, I wish I just was doing. I just want to be the person I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you like are wrestling in that moment sometimes. And then sometimes I'm like, man, I feel so good. I feel like I'm actually acting and carrying myself and being the Christian I'm supposed to be.
Right.
But it's like, it's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Changes sometimes.
Yeah.
But okay. I was just curious about.
Yeah. So what were we talking about before that? The integrity part.
We're talking about like, you've just had belief in yourself that.
Oh, the coffee shop days. Latte art.
Well, okay. That reminded me of something. No, but so that's a unique, I don't know if it's a perspective. I don't know what it is. But anyway, to go from being because when you play football at a school like that, you're a star. If you're on the team, you're like, people look up to you, right? Sure. It's, you're special, right? Then you're at the coffee shop, and even just you caring about learning the latte art, most guys, they would be like, God, this sucks.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm making, they don't care about learning how to do this, but you're actually like, I don't play football anymore. I work here and I need to know how to do this.
Yeah.
But that's rare.
No, for sure. And I learned, and this is one of the things that Coach Sweeney at football at Clemson always said, bloom where you're planted.
Okay.
And that was an opportunity for me.
Yeah. At the coffee shop, you got to bloom.
Yeah, I'm just going to bloom here.
Yeah.
And I know where I want to be in the future. And I understand the processes that are there's a long time between reality and where I want to go. And it's not going to happen overnight. But if I could just bloom where I'm planted and trust that the best part of all stories is the process. And I don't want to get discouraged because of how far it goes back to if you peek up on that mountain when you have that rock, you're going to be discouraged. I could look at the distance in between that coffee shop and winning the CrossFit Games and be like, dang, that's 9 years.
Yeah.
Do I have the patience?
Yeah, because you already said you don't want to wait 4 years to play football.
Right.
But
Yeah,
you're gonna
exactly.
wait
Yeah,
9 years. Yeah.
And it goes back to the mindset of like just take 1 year at a time. Mm-hmm. You know when you told me we're running 18 miles?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what? Yeah.
You know when you told me, you know what I thought about when you told me that?
What?
We're not doing that. We're running 1 mile 18 times.
Okay. I like that.
Like that was like
yeah.
the first, that like, that's how you got to like go about it. And that's
Right.
your approach.
Yeah.
Because if you think, oh, I'm running 18 miles and I look at my watch and I'm 6 miles in and I'm
you've never
hurting
run
and I've never
past-
run past 8.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know, but if I go, hey, I'm running 1 mile, which I've done plenty of times,
Yep.
you know, weekly, I can do that 18 times.
Yeah.
I've done it all my life.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, when you explain it, it sounds simple. It's simple, not easy. That's that saying.
So to answer your question, and honestly, I didn't really know, you know, there was a lot of things that, you know, I wasn't really, when I was working at that coffee shop, I wasn't sure that it was all going to play out how I was visualizing it. Mm-hmm. I just knew that if I stuck with it, it was going to be all right. Mm-hmm. Like it might not look how, you know, how it was looking up here. It might not look like the dream, how I got it all, you know, pretty. But I knew that, hey man, you're all right. Why? Because I keep going. Mm-hmm. I keep going. And you know
right.
what? If 5 years into this process, I get a new desire and something else catches my eye and I want to be the best bow hunter ever.
Yeah.
Then I'm going there. And,
excuse me?
No, but for real.
I want you to be. You definitely could be, probably.
No, I want to.
Okay.
After. That's
yeah. All right. Good.
Not right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've always been that way, and yeah, I think I just have I don't know why it's unique, mm-hmm. but I've a unique ability to kind of just understand the processes of things, and maybe I learned that in sports. Mm-hmm. Maybe, you know, if I was trying to progress in football or baseball, I understood there were a lot of details and there were a lot of things that building blocks that needed to happen. You weren't going to be the best receiver overnight. You weren't going to have the best agility or feet. It was going to be you showing up every single day, mm-hmm. learning how to, you know, work on your craft when it came to running routes or whatever that looked like. And I understood that over time, reps on reps on reps, perfect practice makes perfect. Mm-hmm. People always say, hey, you know, practice makes perfect.
Right.
Well, if you go through the motions in that practice and you get the opportunity to perfect it, and you've just been going through the motions, it's not gonna work out for you.
Right.
So I've always had that mentality of like, I want this game like, and that was honestly how I don't know why. Maybe I don't know why I've always been that way. But you know, when I was running routes on air with no quarterback in high school, because you know maybe a quarterback didn't want to throw to me or he wasn't available on Christmas Day, mm-hmm. and I was like, I got to get these routes in, and yeah, I'd go run these routes like
by yourself,
like somebody was in front of me, mm-hmm. and I was, you know, catching the ball and turning that field and going to the end zone every time, and like that. I don't know where that came from, but it came from. I guess it came from just this deep desire for excellence, to be great, and I'm whatever. Like I said, I'm an extremist, and whatever I put my mind to, I'm obsessed with it.
Right.
I'm obsessed with it, and that's why one day I'm gonna be the best bow hunter.
I love it. Well, I love it. It's I mean, it's so unique to have that mindset. It does remind me of Truett a little bit. He's talked about his marathon stuff, and people love to, like, he say, well, I want to go for my PR. He doesn't get it. Then there's a lot of people. He's like, guys, it doesn't matter. I didn't get it this time. I'm going to get it.
Right.
And then I'm going to beat that one.
Right.
And we're not done. This is not over.
Yeah.
Because he chased the pull-ups for years, you know? So it's like that, being in the long game, like, eventually it's going to work out because I'm just going to work too hard. I'm going to be undeniable. I mean, that's the whole point to the title of the book, is like, you work so hard, success is undeniable. It's going to happen. And it's just, you know, because you're just working too hard and you're too obsessed for it not to. But, yeah, I love that. I don't know.
You just gotta stick it through.
Yeah, I know that's hard to do, dude.
Yeah.
It's, life gets in the way and life distracts people. And
I think that it comes back to your why.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like,
but that's also easy to say. Like, what's your why? Everybody knows what you're supposed to say and whatever, but it's here. Well, it's like, how do you control that?
If you have a why and you don't see it through, then it really wasn't your why.
Right. But everybody says, because that's like kind of a cliche thing, what's your why? And everybody says, they say the right things, but you live it. You know what I mean? Words are so easy to say. It's just like the actions. Okay, I'm curious, kind of transitioning off that, but what is, as a current champion now, what's your goals? What's your goals in life and competition? Do you want to be the most decorated champion ever? What's your goal? I want to hear it.
So when I got into CrossFit, the first thing I said was, hey, I want to win the CrossFit Games. That's all I said. Mm-hmm. Nothing. All the CrossFit fans are going to hate this. They're going to say, I have no chance to ever win again. The first goal was never to win the most. It wasn't to win twice. It wasn't any of that.
Just to win.
It was just to win.
Yeah.
And so I set, that was the path. Mm-hmm. I accomplished it. Mm-hmm. But it goes back to when I laid that rock down, the first thing I thought about was I wanted 26.
What did I leave on the table?
What did I leave on the table? Mm-hmm. And so when I won the CrossFit Games, after the first one in August, I want 2.
Mm-hmm. When did that feeling?
It's not to be the most decorated. It's not to win 3 or 4. It was just, hey, like I said, I'm in the present. I just know right now I want to win again.
Yeah, you can't win 7 this year.
Yeah, I can't.
Right, I get it.
I just can't.
I get it.
And I would say it took a few months. Took a few months because when I got back from the games, man, it was like I had another competition in a few weeks. And it was so challenging to be like, man, I've been working hard for this since 2017. Mm-hmm.
That's a grind.
And it's a grind. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of, I got cut at the CrossFit Games. There's been a lot of ups and downs. I haven't been smooth sailing through this process. There's been a lot of hiccups along the way. And when I achieved that, I just needed a moment to be like, man, to just appreciate everything that's gone into this. And it would have been so easy. And I kind of just took a step back and watched how everything else in the space was moving. And it was like, people are just moving on. Sure, I'm the champion, but we're on to the next competition. All the other athletes moving on. And that's just how life is.
Yeah.
And I would say those 3 months were challenging because it was like, now what? Now what? Do I keep training?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was when we were in the sauna, it goes back to the why. When a lot of these, baseball players or athletes, their why is, to make a living or to get out of a rough situation, to get paid, and they do. You see their work ethic just tank.
Yeah, because they got their why done.
They got their why done.
That was it.
And so I got done with the CrossFit Games. I was like, I got my why done.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of whys. I'm not necessarily results oriented in that way to be like my whole life revolves around winning the CrossFit Games. One of my whys is I love winning. And that was winning the CrossFit Games. But there are other things purposes that I have that I had to lean into. And one of those was this sense of just accomplishment for myself. I've always pushed my body and my mind to the limits because I want to see what I'm made of. I just want to see what I'm capable of. And I want to see how far I can push the needle on that. And when I got home, I was just so fixated on the results of this was my why of winning the CrossFit Games, and I accomplished it. But I wasn't really tapping into, I love this because I get to see what I'm made of. I do this because it's for me. I do this because I love it. And it isn't based on results. And so there were two things that I had to like clear up in my head and in my heart. And it took me about 3 months. And now it clicked. And I was like, man, like, I don't necessarily do this only because I want to win the CrossFit Games. I want to do this because, one, I love fitness.
Yeah.
I love fitness. And I want to do this because I love being great. And being great doesn't mean always standing on podiums.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to...
What does being great mean if it's not that?
I think being great looks different for everybody. And only you really know. You really only know what that definition, I guess, is for you.
Yeah.
And you, like you said, you got to look yourself in the mirror.
Right.
Did you give greatness today?
Yeah. Are other people saying you're great and you know you're not because you're dealing with, you
could say I'm great and it doesn't matter what you think.
Right.
My interpretation of my life is the only reality.
Yeah.
Like how I'm seeing reality is the only thing that matters. You could say I'm the greatest ever, but if I don't think that, then what's your opinion?
Yeah.
It doesn't have nothing to do with me. And so I don't think I'm the greatest ever by a long stretch. I know my weaknesses, both in sport and in life. And so when I'm in this pursuit of greatness, it's like I'm constantly chasing it. But like I said, I think it looks different for everybody. And you got to be pretty self-aware about what that looks like. And I don't want to, it's iffy subject because you could say, oh, I gave greatness today. And it's like, that was not. Like that's a pretty subjective area, to talk about. But, I don't, like I said, I think my why is I want to win again. I know that. And it took me about 3 months to like figure that out because, I just had to, I was like sitting in it and I was thinking about it. Like, hey, if I, there's no way that, cause another thing, I was like, I didn't want to win and just coast. I don't want to show up to the next competition and just be like, hey, I did the hardest thing. I did the thing that everybody else is still trying to do. Like, it doesn't really matter how I show up to this next competition. It doesn't matter how I've done the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Like, that's not who I want. I'm not a soft person. And I'm so like disgusted with that. But at the same time, there were moments immediately after the games where I was tempted with those thoughts, where I was like, you know what? Like, I did the thing, and yeah, like I don't want to train. Or I'd go for a run and I didn't want to push.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, like, hold on. We need to have a sit down with ourselves and talk about what's about to happen, because I'd be damned if I'm doing this for the whole year.
Yeah.
Like this ain't gonna be how it plays out.
It's like a half-ass effort.
I ain't getting cut at the next game. So I would say, the goal is, I'm extremely obsessed with, again, what greatness looks like for me. And for me personally, that looks like just going as hard as you can in everything. Like maximizing the talent, stewarding it well, stewarding the God-gifted skills that I have. Like, he's given me the ability to do this athletically. He's given me strength. Like, yes, I was born with genetics that had nothing to do with my work. It was just talent.
Yeah.
God gifted. What does it look like for me to steward that?
Right.
What does it look like for me to worship God with this skill? Because I believe that pursuing excellence and stewarding that is my worship in a way. There's obviously that's not the only thing I'm worshiping. But in a way, God has given me this ability, and I want to honor him through that. And so when I'm, running up that hill, or we're doing whatever, fill in the blank, like, that's my worship. Like, that's my way of like honoring the gifts that he's given me and stewarding them well. At the same time, I want to win because I'm a competitor, and that's what I've always been this way. At the same time, I want to push my body to the extreme limits. And so all of these things are affecting what is happening in training.
Right. Yeah, it reminds me too of another why could be for you, because you explaining that reminded me of Roy would always say that he had hunting talents and gifts from God that he was bestowed upon, which would allow him to talk to people he wouldn't otherwise be able to, because what he would say is hunters, it's very hard to earn respect. It's hard to get men to listen to you. Why do they listen to you? What have you done? Why should I care what you think? But he was there, very successful in the mountains, very tough, and he would know that hunting was his missions field. That was his way to open doors to talk to people about his faith, and to talk to them. So he was taking advantage of his gifts to also spread the word. And that reminds me of that too, because that's another way you could impact others.
For sure.
Society. You win this, and now all of a sudden people are paying attention. You're the shiny thing. And now you can say whatever you want, and it's going to mean more. Because you're the champion. Yeah,
for sure.
But what are you saying? Are you saying things that'll help somebody's eternal salvation? Or are you saying whatever? I don't know what. But so that's an opportunity also.
For sure.
To be great.
For sure. And there have been, opportunities to do that. Mm-hmm. But I've kind of always been against pushing that on people. Mm-hmm. I've always grew up and, had a very distasteful, always distasted people like pushing that on me. I'd rather see that lived out in your life.
Yeah.
Like the best way to preach the gospel is in your home.
Yeah.
Like how you living, how you treating your wife.
Right.
Like that's the way. When that's what got me, it was like, man, that dude has a lot of respect for his wife. Mm-hmm. The way he honors her, that's like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
The way he's talking to her, like I've never seen that before. And that was kind of like what pulled me in.
Gotcha.
It wasn't, hey, dude, you're going to hell if you don't accept Jesus. And a lot of people are like that. And I'm not saying there's not a time for that.
Roy, I never knew Roy was preaching. He was like, I never felt that.
Yeah.
But he carried himself in a way, and then I would ask questions, and then so it was, because you can push people off.
You can.
Or you can live a life that makes people drawn to that, and they want to know more about it. And I think that's the impact that was made on you, and that makes sense to me also.
I think the best way to preach the gospel is how you love your wife.
Mm-hmm. That's I like that.
Because at the end of the day, Christ died for the bride, the church.
Yeah.
We are showing the world kind of the gospel through how we walk through marriage.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that before. I need to think about that. I like that.
Yeah. So, and like I said, I'm extremist. And so there have been, I'm a theology head. Mm. Like I've read a lot of books. I've read systematic theology, 1,000 pages front to cover, because anything that I do, anything that I want to know, I want to go all in on. Mm-hmm. And so when I became a Christian, that was something that I tapped into a lot, was theology and, the Bible and like studying that stuff. And I was definitely dabbling in that a lot. And like I said, I never wanted to push that on people, because I'm not about religion. I'm about loving the Lord and making a relationship. And when you make it about you're going to get love from God if you do X, Y, and Z, then that's not.
Yeah, it's works, not faith.
Yeah, that's not it at all. Mm-hmm. Like when Truett was 2 years old and he did something wrong.
Yeah.
You weren't pissed off. You knew he was a child.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's the exact same thing. And so I'm not saying, just go off and do whatever you want.
Yeah, no,
but
I understand.
When you're in a relationship and you are, walking with the Lord, you see him. And if you truly love him, there's a pure adoration to be like him. Mm-hmm. There's a desire to like live like that. So I would say like I've always been against like the whole religion thing and stuff like that. I just want to I want to do and I'm not perfect at this, by the way.
Right.
like I said, I'm not a rule follower, and I didn't grow up in church, and I wouldn't say I had the cleanest past, but I would say what I'm learning is how to kind of show people what that looks like with my life. Yeah.
Yeah. That's powerful. I love that. I mean, I like this discussion. I didn't anticipate this. So you talk about, like, you asked at dinner, like, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I have no idea, dude. I mean, we've been talking for hours.
I know. You wasted all our conversation.
We did. No. This is, to me, I'm better at stuff like this when I have a relationship with somebody. It's like, if I come in cold, and I always say, like, Rogan can do that. He's just like, can just talk. But I think he does research, so he knows about. I'm better when I spend time. When I suffer with people, then I feel like I understand, a story that has nothing to do with anything I know about. I understand it more because I understand you.
That's right.
in a different level or a different place. Anyway, that's why I like doing the lift, run, shoot, and then the podcast after, which you'd think, like, I don't know what I mean, we've been talking for days.
Hey, we're tired.
And we're tired.
Yawning.
And still, it's just like, it just works better.
Yeah, it does.
And this conversation has been, I didn't anticipate any of, really, well, some of it, but not most of it. And that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how lucky are we to
That's
be
right.
able to be at a place in life to where we can sit across a table from each other, share ideas or thoughts or experiences, learn and grow, and just be at a place where we can absorb different things, like, or different perspectives we didn't think about. It's like, you have to be at a place in life to where that makes sense and that works.
That's right.
And you're not distracted by different things. So I feel very fortunate to have the time we had with everybody today and yesterday, and to have this time with you at the podcast table. It's I always said I hated doing podcasts because I'm like to train just by myself or whatever, but I'm so thankful that I do a podcast just for moments like this.
How deep are we into this?
It's like an hour 15.
Yeah, 1:15.
Yeah.
You said your goal was an hour.
Yeah. No, it always works out. I don't know why, but we always have, I feel like, cool shit to talk about.
So I guess how do I become the best bow hunter in the world?
Time. It's just like anything you've done, it's just reps. It's experience.
But I know nothing about any of this.
Better get going then. So, as I said, I've been hunting since I was 15, so that's 43 years. I still, it's again, your mindset. I still try to learn every time I go out. Every time I go out, I'm like, can I be more in tune? Can I be more aware? Can I be more observant? Can I be, all those words probably mean the same thing, but that's just me being an idiot. But I'm trying to be like, how can I interpret what's going on at a higher level to where I can understand what this animal is thinking, or what it wants to do, or how it is going to feed today, or where it's going to bed. It's like how I'm reacting to the wind, how aware I am of the conditions that are changing as the sun moves, the shadows. I can always get better. How I walk, how I carry myself, how quick I move. It's a never-ending process. So I would say, for you, get in the woods. I mean, it's just, it starts every time you go in the woods. It starts every time you start thinking about something. Like, I'm even driving, if I see a cow or a horse out there, I'm thinking about body position for if that was a big bull elk. Or if I get out, like when we got out of the mountain today, I automatically feel the wind. I'm like, oh, wind's coming left to right. If there's an animal over here, I got him. If the animal's over here, he's downwind, he smells me. So I'm like always looking, gauging different things, different factors like that. But the more, when you have a hunter's mindset, you look at everything different.
All right.
Everything. The nature is different because you're thinking about it as a predator and you're looking for prey. And that's what we're designed to do. That's how we've survived, all these years, is we have to be good. Because the people who aren't good and aren't observant, they're dead, they're gone. I mean, nowadays, life is so easy and so controlled. You can be the biggest POS ever. You're probably still going to be okay. There was a time when you couldn't get away with that. Yeah. You had to be aware and at your best to survive and to provide for your family. I love having that mindset still. Yes, it's a different time, but that is still powerful to learn. There's no greater feeling. We had elk burgers tonight from a bull I killed. I love
amazing burgers.
Yeah, my wife did a great job. She always does. She's never hunted, but she's definitely masters the cooking part. But there's the fellowship of sitting around a table, and I'm sharing a kill, an animal I harvested with friends.
Yeah.
We're being refueled from a huge effort of the day, nourishing our bodies. To me, that's how life is supposed to be lived.
Yeah.
Hunting, providing, meat on the table, friends, fellowship, hard work, recovering, conversation. This is life. This is pure living. This is what life is supposed to be. All this distraction, all this BS, all this Pornhub, all this stuff, that's not real.
Yeah.
That's not life. That's distracting you from the life you should be living. Today, what I explained, that's how we're supposed to live.
Yeah.
As men, that's how we provide. That's the example we set for our family. So if you're not doing that, it's never too late.
Yeah.
Joey Roll has changed his life in a year, 2 years, from 540 pounds to running a 10K. If he can do that and kill a buck with a bow, if he can do that, you're not at 540 pounds. You're way ahead of that. You can make that same change. You can make the same type of change. No, maybe not the exact change. Not everybody needs to hunt, but hey, there's nothing wrong with fellowship with fellow men around the table and pushing each other and training. There's nothing wrong with that. Sure. That's only going to make you stronger.
Yeah.
A stronger leader, a stronger husband, a stronger father.
Yeah.
Today for me is if I write down the most perfect day that I could have to live, today would be it. This is it. This is what I love to do.
Dang. Today was a perfect day.
Perfect day is like, I think, Rick was filming me running on that road. He said something, and I'm like, I live for this. Mm-hmm. This is what I live for.
Yeah.
Running hard, training with you, doing this, like making like in the sun, in the cold, but it's sunny. It's just like, it's pure. It's real.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I would say that's like it's about the process. Mm-hmm. It's about like these days that like they stack up, and this is where this is where the satisfaction is. It's not, being on the top of the podium or, doing, killing or
a big bull,
killing the elk. Like, that's the achievement.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about like everything that goes into that process. Learning how to do that, learning the technique, learning all the stuff. You look back and you're like, man, like I enjoyed what it took to get there more than I enjoyed the actual moment of being there.
Yeah. It's the journey. I mean, that's another cliche. It's the journey, not the destination. But it's there's so much truth to it. I mean, because I even think about. So you say you want to be the greatest bow hunter ever. I'm down, because you know where it starts. You had a bow, but watching you yesterday in the bow rack, and we're going through the process. We're working with the guys. You're getting dialed in with the bow. That's all valuable time.
Yeah,
and that's how we grow. That's, it's a new endeavor. You haven't hunted much. You haven't shot your bow much, but you're immersed in it.
Yeah. And
you can't get, until you're immersed in something, you can never master it.
That's right.
That's a first step. And I love seeing that. It's like I also love too, because, this sharing, you've been able to meet Taryn, my daughter, and then Tanner, my oldest son.
Yeah.
Because you're a special young man. Not just because of your ability,
right,
but because of who you are as a person and a leader.
Appreciate that.
And I want my family to be impacted by people like you.
I appreciate that.
And it's so to have Tanner be able to come and lift. He's got a story. He can go to work tomorrow, just regular. He's like, he got to lift with the CrossFit champion.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so thankful for that. So I don't know. It was awesome.
You got to tell people about our initial bet. Hey, Cam's a gambler.
No, you're a gambler. You wanted to come up with what was the initial bet?
First of all, hey, I'm going to progress as a bow hunter because we're going on a hunt next year.
We are. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to go on a bear hunt. Yeah, for sure. But what was our first bet?
Our first bet was that I said, Cam, if
I'm going to beat you running.
I did not say that.
That's what I heard.
That's how you interpret that.
Oh, okay.
I said, hey, if I run 18 miles, the most I've ever ran was 8. If I run 18 miles without stopping, I get your new signature bow that you've had for about 1 week.
Yeah, that's right. My AX90. You're going to steal it from his poor broken down old man. That's what I heard.
And like I said, we went up 2,000 feet of elevation in 20 minutes and had to stop at the top.
Yeah.
So the bet is off and I lost.
Yeah. But you didn't lose.
I didn't lose
because you are getting an AX90.
That's right. And a bear hunt.
And a bear hunt. So no, I love like I said, I love sharing my life. I love somebody who is so addicted to self-improvement and the push is like, I love it. And, I like taking people who understand the gravity of hunting and why I love it and why I am, so passionate about it. And I think you do.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, it's, I don't know.
I'm excited.
I've had an awesome day, dude. It's like, it's crazy because you're the age of my kids. I could be your dad, but I still have learned and will grow from this experience. And I'm thankful for that.
Likewise.
So now is the time of the show where Gideon screws it up.
We shutting it down?
No. Gideon is, that's in the Bible, obviously.
Yeah,
that's
Bible
his
character.
middle name.
Oh, sick.
I'm a warrior.
Oh.
That's who Gideon is.
A worrier?
A warrior.
You're a worrier.
A warrior. Well, do I actually have to keep it PG? Is that your preference?
I think it would be, you want PG to be best.
This is your show.
Oh, okay.
That was a joke.
Don't make it rated R.
No, I won't. But we always do a segment with guests called Marry Kill.
Oh,
Have you played that game?
Are you serious? That is like,
do you know how this works?
In for mature.
Yeah. Do you know how this game works? It's not actual. Well,
of course I know how this.
Okay.
So,
Marry Kill, Cam, me, and Rick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. So, Marry Kill.
We just had this great talk about faith.
I know.
See?
We're not perfect.
Especially me.
We got some work to do, but he's got more work than most of us.
Yeah. So, Marry Kill, the Echo Bike, Squat, and Snatch.
All right. The Echo Bike, Snatch. What was the other one?
And Squat.
Ooh. What kind of squat? That's like that could look like a lot of different things.
Let's go.
Yeah. Are we doing air squats? Are we maxing
Oh,
up?
no. No, he
Let's
wants
go max. Let's
Smith machine squats. That's what he does.
Squat machine.
That's all he knows. That's all he knows. All right. I'm going to...
overhead squat.
I'm going to kill...
Overhead squat?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Can you do one?
This isn't about me.
All right. We're going to kill the overhead squat.
Good.
And we're going to F.
That hurts my shoulders.
We're going to F.
Yeah.
The Echo Bike.
Okay. So we're going to marry. What are we marrying? What was that? Snatch?
Snatch.
No, squat.
No,
No,
you
overhead
said
squat and snatch.
Oh, okay. That's got to die, the snatch. bring the overhead squat back to life.
So what squat?
We're marrying.
What squat though? You said
He said overhead squat.
Overhead squat.
He doesn't know
Rick told me that.
Oh my gosh.
You did?
All right.
Okay.
Actually, let's backtrack. Let's reset. Okay.
Okay. How about you pick the three things and then
I'm gonna marry the Echo Bike.
Oh.
Okay.
His nickname is King of the Echo Bike.
Really?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. King of the Echo Bike. So I'm gonna marry my queen. Okay. I'm going to kill the snatch.
Good.
And then I'm going to play with the overhead squat.
Overhead squat. Okay. What squat? Like what squat do you do most often?
Every squat.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, if I'm working on a weakness,
So like, tell me how many squats are there?
there's a lot. There's a traditional back squat. There's the front squat. There's the overhead squat. There's, I guess that's the only. There's a lot of squat variations. Like if I did a thruster, that would be considered a squat or an air squat or variations of stuff. So I would say, what was your question? What my favorite was?
Yeah.
Traditional heavy back squat.
Okay.
But the thing is, we could do a back squat in a workout and it'd be light and it could be 3 rounds and I have to do this back squat at 225 10 times and then do the echo bike. So now it's 3 rounds, 20 cal echo bike, 10 back squats at say 225, where I'm like, I don't like that back squat at 225 because I'm a longer athlete, more time under tension. Leg endurance becomes an issue and it's not necessarily about strength.
Right.
It is, but it's not like max power. Like if we did a one rep max back squat, I'm going to back squat 500 pounds. That doesn't necessarily translate to it being
reps
an endurance
in a workout.
Yeah.
So I get that.
There's different variations that I like.
Is that, I wonder, so for endurance on that, is it just reps, like rep after rep? Whereas to get that 500 pound 1 rep max is that low? You're just,
How you're training for it?
Your muscles are responding differently for the training.
Yeah. So if we were to do the workout with a lot of back squats in there at a lower rate or lower weight, your legs are going to be basically training lactate and how easily you could flush that out. It's going to just be your legs are it's going to feel how we felt going up that mountain.
Yeah.
Like you could always do a rep, but can you continue to do it with what's going on in your legs?
Yeah.
With the traditional back squat, if we were to go 1 rep max, it's a little bit trained differently. It's just raw strength and how strong your legs are for one rep. So it's trained differently. Like how you go about building those two things are 2 different approaches.
Yeah. And just so your muscles respond differently to the stimulus.
I mean, it's all about time under tension.
Yeah.
I'm a longer athlete. If I'm under tension longer than maybe the shortest person, and so I'm going to be working harder.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how strong my legs are. Yes, that translates. That's going to be helpful. But if I'm under tension longer than you, I'm going to be requiring more energy,
like a third longer because you're 6'1" or whatever.
For sure.
How often do you go like slow reps, like super slow, like hold it
a lot
halfway?
Tempo. Well, that's where you obviously get stronger is in negatives, and so there's a lot of tempo. There's a lot of pauses at the bottom. There's different positions in your squat that you need to strengthen. And so there's a lot of different things that you could do with that. But there's a lot of times where we do negatives for sure.
Do you have any more?
Yeah.
What?
We're doing another round?
Yeah.
Not different questions.
You said earlier on the podcast and on the mountain that you run towards pain. At what point in your life did you learn that? And are there times you wish you had that mindset when you didn't?
So a lot of that a lot of it stems from a lot of relationships in my past, specifically the one I have with my father. I have an older brother. He's 9 years older than me, and it was very easily we played sports growing up. He played baseball at a D1 college, so he was the guy when it came to playing baseball throughout his early childhood up until playing baseball, Carolina. I was 9 years younger. So a lot of the times I was seen in his shadow. And my dad he didn't give me necessarily the validation that maybe I was looking for. We all need validation. And I didn't get it from him. And I've learned, because I didn't find it in him, and maybe he didn't say, he was proud of me or that he, loved me a whole lot. Like I knew that was true. Like I think that he was proud of me, and I know that he does love me, but he didn't let me know. And so there was a lot of times where I didn't get that validation. I'd find it in other things. I'd find it in other people. And so it didn't help that my brother was 9 years younger because I was seen in his shadow. And that made me very competitive, like almost like to the degree I am now. Whereas like I'm always being compared to people. I'm always living to prove people wrong. And I know this isn't a perfect and the most pure like motivator.
Right.
But there are a lot of reasons where I run to that pain because I've been running to that pain my entire life. Like I'm willing to do whatever it takes to beat the person that you're comparing me to.
Yeah.
Because this is like all I know.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
all I want to hear is that I love hearing that you're the best.
Yeah. Good job.
You're good job. Why? Because I've been craving it from my father.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily get that much from him. And so I like when you tell me, you know, when you tell me, hey, like when we're going up that mountain and you're like, dude, you got heart, kid. Like that's what that feels good. That sounds good. And in a way, and like I said, this isn't the most pure thing, but in a way, I'm like itching for that comment. And I'm not saying it's the healthiest thing, but it puts me in a very high pain tolerance because I won't stop until I hear it.
Right.
Or I won't stop until this stranger says something nice about me, or this stranger says something to me before I won the games that I have no chance, or I'm washed up, and then I'm willing to go to a pretty deep and dark place.
Right.
And I'm waiting for him to, you know, where's he at?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
What now?
Well, no, I haven't heard you. I haven't heard you. And I kind of feed off of that. And I think a lot of that has to do with, it's a nature and nurture thing, because at the core of it, like I said, I do think that God has given me the ability and the gift to be competitive.
Yeah.
Like he has wired my personality to love sport, to love the desire to go like head to head and these things and have fun with it. Maybe he doesn't necessarily desire it to the detriment that I've taken it to, in the sense where like I really care about what people think and I will do whatever limits to prove you wrong. I don't think he necessarily intended that. But I do think that the nurture of that with other relationships in my past have kind of just taken a lot of these things that I maybe are natural, and we just put gasoline on that fire. Yeah. And we've made it to what it is now, where, you know, I love haters. Yeah. You tell me I can't, it's like, all right.
Yeah. We'll see.
Right, we'll see. I have a bulletin board. I have a thing in my phone where I have like a thing. It's in my notes. I call it a bulletin board. And the title of the thing is "Laugh Now, Cry Later." And man, I'll tap into that stuff. You say something, or I hear something, or I see something, it goes straight into that folder. And it's like, oh, like you can laugh now. If I fail, go ahead and laugh. Yeah. Go ahead and if you say something about me that, you know, I'm washed up, or I'll never win again, or I got lucky, I go ahead. Yeah. Laugh now. It honestly tells you more about you than it does me. Yeah. But you're going to use, you can still use it. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. And then I do believe that, you know, at some point the roles will be reversed and I'm going to be the one laughing. Yeah. And so I feel like a lot, like to answer your question, I do invite pain and I do run after it because I've been doing it for a while, and I couldn't articulate that stuff way back then. Like I wouldn't be like a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old playing spords, or, you know, doing something and be like, you know what, I love pain and this is why. Right. But there was there was something about, you know, growing up that was never enough. It was never enough. And it wired me to have that thought when I beat that record, to be like, beating the record by 2 minutes and 40 seconds was not enough. Like I was not proud of myself. I had no sense of accomplishment.
Well, you did what you expected.
I did. Yeah. I told you this is what I was going to do. Yeah. And I did it, and I just wasn't satisfied. And like I said, that mentality takes me places maybe. Yeah. It allows me to accomplish more, but I would say that was probably stemming from maybe something unhealthy. And I wouldn't call it trauma. I'm not gonna. There's a lot of people who have experienced real trauma,
right?
But I have gone through some things that have increased my pain tolerance, not to the detriment where I'm scared of pain. Like there's a lot of people who have experienced trauma, and if they experience a little bit of pain, they'll like hesitate and look back because they have too much trauma.
Right.
And there's a lot of people who have none of that stuff. They have a very clean upbringing and everything is perfect and they got everything they want and they're spoiled, whatever, and they're soft and they don't even know how to go into pain. And so I feel like I have a healthy dose of, I'm not scared of it in any direction. And but like I said, to answer that question in a long way, it all comes back to the upbringing, and that's with anything. Like, I would say that, like I said, nothing has ever been enough with my dad. Like if I was playing sports and maybe it was always about what was going wrong. I could hit 2 home runs in a game. If I struck out once, we were very critical about my strikeout. And I think a better way would have been, hey, dude, you hit a home run today.
Yeah.
But hey, when you go up, like you hit a home run, but let's talk about like you hit a home run. Well done, son. Like I'm proud of you. Now let's talk about the strikeout. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Like we didn't talk about the home run at all.
You skipped right to the strikeout.
That's all. We honed in on the strikeout, and I think
why was that? Do you think?
I don't know. Maybe his upbringing. Maybe I don't know. He always said this. Maybe you'll be as good as your brother. We'll just have to wait and see. And that was specifically about baseball. Yeah. But that was like the nature of it, and it's like if you say that to someone who is not fully developed, that's like how I'm going to wire and view everything, and I ran with that, and so everything was about living up to that expectation. At the same time, that expectation was never satisfied because nothing was ever enough. Right, and so I'm like, I'm running. With no stop. Right. And it allowed me to do already in my life some cool things, but man, I'm always going to be running until, and this is another thing that I've learned is when I gave my life to Jesus, the first thing that I learned about that relationship was I had everything that I needed. That there was nothing more to prove to anybody. That he was satisfied with me. He was proud of me as my father. And so that started a journey of, okay, I got this, I got my childhood, and now I got this new reality that I want to live in. How do these two things blend together? And that's and I think it's a lifelong endeavor to find that balance, because I don't want to dismiss who I've become in my upbringing. Like I don't want that's allowed me to accomplish some amazing things. Right. But now I also don't want to push to the side the fact that I'm a new creation, and what the Lord says about me is the only thing that's true. Right. And I don't need to prove anybody wrong. Right. That is not my goal in my life. If you aren't satisfied, or you're not happy, or you're not pleased with how I'm living, then that's on you. My eyes are up. Yeah. I'm trying to live with my faith. And, if he says I need to change something, then I'm going to change it. Right. If he says, keeping the main thing, that's what I want to do. So I don't even think I'm answering any question. I'm just talking. There is it's one token and there's two sides to it. And I think that's the unique situation. The unique thing about this situation is I'm continuing to be healed in this regard. Yeah. But it's also not a thing that you turn off. Right. I love proving people wrong. Yeah. But God's saying you don't need to do that.
But you're like, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. And I honestly,
I'll be right back.
I want to grow in that. Yeah. Because honestly, it takes, man, if I can actually tap into this, it's going to make me a lot more peaceful.
And I wonder if you'd be able to perform at even a higher level.
Exactly.
Because there's some of that, it is negativity that's motivating you, but that also weighs you down.
That's right.
In some ways.
Yeah.
You know, so we do use it as fuel. I say I love hate too.
Yeah.
But I know there's something about me obsessing about what the hate people are talking shit about me. That's handcuffing me in some ways.
Yeah.
So I'm not like at a pure healthy existence.
Yeah.
I'm weighed down by these words.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think the perfect balance is finding that balance.
It's like just accepting the fact that this is how you grew up.
Right.
And some things about that might not ever change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but also it's a lifelong journey of walking and a constant reminding of who I actually am.
Yeah.
And I'm not a product of how my dad raised me.
Right.
I'm a product of who he says I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if I walk in that, and if I
Jesus.
Yeah. If I go to the CrossFit Games and, you know, I don't podium, or if I come in second, or if I get cut and let the whole world down, like that's gonna be all this can be put to test. Mm-hmm. Like, because if I'm leaning on this side, and it's all about, man, I let the whole world down when I told, like, and I care too much about what people think, and I don't lean on this side, then if that time comes, man, it's not gonna be good. Because I'm positioned in the wrong way. But yeah, man, it's like I've always been this way. I've always, you know, I'm always willing to sacrifice. I'm always willing to just, man, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to tell you other than I run to it, man. You put a rock on me, man, and you tell me I can't do it, and the only thing standing in my way is totally in my control. Nothing's gonna stop me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. My body's actually gonna shut down before my mind stops.
Well, I asked you a number of times today, how you doing? Feeling all right? Great. Every time. Great.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you were great or not, you said great.
Yeah. I was great.
Dude, I
said great. Sure, you know, I was feeling it, but it always could be worse.
No,
I was running,
definitely.
So, like in that perspective, I'm doing incredible. I'm doing great.
We get to do that, dude.
I'm 9 miles in. It's the farthest distance I've ever ran. I'm doing amazing.
And I'm still going.
Yeah, I'm still going. We have 9 more. But no, I enjoyed today. It was fun. But no, I kind of go to your point back on the pain thing. The only time our sport is like, it's not head to head, but we are going against people.
Right.
And I'm not totally in control. Like, if it was me versus me to win the CrossFit Games, I'm betting on myself every single time. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's no one else getting in my way, then I'm going to win. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, I have a confidence that I have built through 28 years that is going to be stronger than the lies that are coming in.
Right. Your previous version.
Yeah,
of yourself.
But at the same time, I'm going against 29 other guys at the games, and they can actually perform better than me and win.
Yeah.
So it's a weird dynamic.
It's out of your control in that regard.
But running to pain, you still have that, like going into our last event at the CrossFit Games. I had like a small point margin. It was like maybe like 8, like 2 spots. But I walked out of that floor, and the last thought I had was, somebody's gonna have to die if they want to take this from me. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
What was the event? Do you remember?
It was 4-time. It was 3 It was an ascending ladder. It was 9 thrusters at 135, 3 rope climbs. And then it would go 15 thrusters, 5 rope climbs, 21 thrusters, 7 rope climbs. So it was ascending.
What happened to your body? Like, where do you get the fatigue doing that?
So that workout, we had to finish with a lunge, 100 foot overhead walking lunge.
With how much?
that same barbell.
Oh, okay, 135.
The fatigue is main in that workout. It all comes down to the rope climbs.
Because you're bigger, is it harder? Because you weigh more.
No, yes and no. If it
But
was
you're taller, so maybe you can.
Yeah. If it was legless, which you couldn't use your legs,
right,
I would be at a disadvantage because I weighed 200 at the time. I was 230 pounds. Mm-hmm. So now it's upper body pulling, and I don't get to necessarily use my height. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have longer pulls, but that's not really.
You need your feet to get that full stretch.
So whenever when we get to use our feet, which we did, it pays to be a taller athlete. Yeah, because it's less about upper body pulling. It comes down more to grip because you're constantly holding onto the rope.
Yeah.
And you're not actually pulling. You're using your feet, you're clamping, and yes, you're pulling yourself up, but it's mainly whenever you're using your feet, the thing that typically goes in a workout like that is your grip. Because there's typically a lot more reps because you could do more with your feet than legless.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly holding on to something, and that just weighs down. So I got big hands, and I feel like I got pretty good grip. So that's the main thing.
So nobody beat you in that?
Someone did beat me.
Oh, they did, but by not enough.
I went in thinking if somebody's going to take away the CrossFit, if someone's going to beat me in the CrossFit Games, they're going to die.
Did they die?
To win?
Oh no, you won. You're talking about the games, but I thought that was an event that they weren't going to beat you.
But if somebody was going to stand on top of the podium, they were going to have to
take your position.
No one did that.
Okay,
I did. I was leading the entire time until the overhead walking lunge. The lunge. There was a buddy of mine, and he was in, I want to say, 4th place at the time, and he was not. He was like, he had to beat me by a lot more to win. Yeah. So there had to be a lot of people that middle us in order for him to win, and it was just me and him. Oh. And so I was like, I'll let you go. Yeah. I'm not even worried about you. Still going to be the overall. I was worried about the 2 people next to me. Yeah. But no, when we basically started the overhead walking lunge together, and he was probably 10 feet ahead of me. Yeah. And he dropped the bar. Ooh. And I pass him, and the whole crowd is like goes on their feet. You can hear it's like everybody's shouting, like going crazy. It's like, I mean, I got like 40 feet left. Yeah. I have to go unbroken. I can't set the bar. Like if I win, I can win this event and win the games. Yeah. And I remember getting 10 feet away, 10 feet away. And I'm like, you're doing an overhead walking lunge. I don't really know. You can't see behind you. Yeah. So I don't know how far the 2 people that I'm actually thinking about are behind me. Right. And so I'm like, I know I have, probably like at least a 40 foot lead on them. So I just 10 left. Yeah. I thought it was best to set this bar down with 10 feet left. And all you hear is, from the entire crowd. Yeah. And watching it back on the live stream, the announcer is like hyping it up as I'm walking to the finish line overhead. And he's like going throughout my past and all the competitions. Gonna win this. Yeah. He started here and he's gone through this and he's gone through that. And now he's here. And it's like, he's just like hyping it up all the way. And it's perfect. And then I just dropped this bar. And you just hear him like pause, like stop completely, waiting for me to pick it up to like continue. Was it just hurting so bad? Or fatigued? What was it? So the overhead walking lunge was more of stability. You're just walking with it overhead. So the barbell's overhead, 135 pounds. You're lunging with it. Right. And in that moment, I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't remember what was limiting because I was in the moment. I'm like, dude, I'm about to win the CrossFit Games. So I couldn't really tell you why I stopped it. I just know that I did. And watching it back, I'm like, I regret that. And thank God it didn't cost you the games, though. Could you imagine? Dude, that was the thing I was thinking about. I was like, all right, like this might look bad, but I just got to make sure. Like, I still win. Yeah, I got to be mature about this. Yeah, it's because like, I don't know what I would have done. I wonder. Could you imagine? Can you imagine? You know how like in the football now they have the big screen, so the guys are running. That's right. They look at the screen. Like if you would have had a screen. Oh yeah. That if I knew that he would like. Looking back, he was farther than like he was like you had time. Yeah. I could have gone for it, failed, rolled the bar back, and then go.
Yeah.
So I should have gone for it.
They need to add that screen to the. I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
But good times.
That's an awesome story, though.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I would hate to be going against you in the games. Like, especially coming back now, and it's like it feels like, you're the more at peace you get with like where you're at in life, I feel like you might be unbeatable. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. I tried to get you to do CrossFit today. I tried to get you to do 7 minutes of burpees.
We didn't. I thought we did that.
Oh my!
We didn't do that.
That's wild.
Oh, I think that was just a scheduling. Well, I guess we didn't get. I had that on the list, but
that was crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey,
what?
That's crazy. I tried.
Do you have anything else, James? We're done talking about me doing CrossFit.
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay. More peanut gallery.
I tried to bring him in. All the CrossFit folks who watch this. I tried to rope him into an open workout.
Who, me?
Yeah, 7 minutes of burpees is
that shit, dude.
He said he
could be your dad.
He said, "Do you want to do push-ups instead?" I was like, "Burpees are hard, easier. You could use your legs pressing out."
I just do bench. I'm good.
Okay, you talked about blooming with where you're planted, but how do you balance that with also looking to the future with goals? Because obviously you do have to have some kind of goal for the future. You can't just always be focused about the now.
Yeah, I think if you're making goals that are outside of your control, you're getting in a pretty dangerous area. Mm-hmm. Because you're setting yourself, it's a high risk, because you're setting yourself up for discouragement, because there are other factors in play that you don't have control over. And so I try to get away with like, this is what I want to do. If I set a goal and to win the CrossFit Games, like that is a goal of mine. Mm-hmm. But if that's like the only thing I'm thinking about and I don't achieve that, then what? I'm a failure.
Yeah, right.
So it's like I want to set up process goals that I can actually look at and check the box. Mm-hmm. And check the box. And those process goals lead me to where I want to go. I made a post about this the other day. I want to do 30 ring muscle ups for time, or unbroken, not for time. I want to do 30 ring muscle ups unbroken. I want to do 30 strict pull ups unbroken. I told you my weakness is upper body pulling, both upper body pulling and gymnastic movements. I want to run a sub 5K or 18 minute 5K, and so those are goals that are in my control.
Yeah,
nobody's stopping me from running a sub 18-minute 5K. If I don't do that, it's because it's my fault. Mm-hmm. And blooming where you're planted is focusing on those things with the mindset that it's going to take you ultimately to where you want to go.
Yeah, because none of those things are. One of the goals wasn't winning CrossFit Games on that list.
It was. Oh, it was? There was 2 competitions that I want to win.
Oh, gotcha.
And what I was trying to do was like, it was more to show people
the process along the way.
The process along the way
and
is hopefully to get me to this goal.
That makes sense.
It would have pissed people off if I was like, hey, these are my goals, and it didn't mention.
Yeah, I know.
It would piss people off.
It's
people interpret things weird.
Yeah, they do.
And
one of Truth's goals is to not go bald every year, so you could add that on.
Yeah. So to speak to that, like, yes, I do think about the future.
Yeah.
But if I'm so like result oriented or looking too far in the future that it creates some sort of like discouragement in the moment, then it's kind of like,
yeah,
what's it for? So like I want to do things that create momentum.
Yeah.
I want to do things that I know are pushing the needle, that it's getting me better, that is creating that confidence that we've been talking about. So then when I show up at the CrossFit Games, I can look back and say, hey, I've accomplished these things. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to accomplish this ultimate task. And I think like I said, it creates momentum, and just building blocks. That's all it takes. And so I try my best to be present, and it's so easy to if you're thinking about the results, or if you're thinking about the timeline to get to where you want to go, and that's all you're thinking about, man, like it's all a distraction to where you currently are. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm just obsessed with winning the CrossFit Games, that it takes my eyes on me getting better today.
Yeah.
Then it's actually who cares if I have that goal? Like it sounds good, but it ain't gonna happen. Mm-hmm. So kind of just, like I said, being where your feet are, and
process goals are a good one.
Just getting better today. It's there's nothing sexy to. Everybody wants to think that there's magic in it, and it's like, dude, like
hard work isn't sexy.
It's not.
It's just what it takes.
Yeah. It's just showing up.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
That's what we did today.
I got confidence in you.
I appreciate it.
You're a badass.
And at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, it's not going to change who I am, because
you're still going to be the greatest bowhunter ever eventually.
Eventually. Hold on. What are the process goals for that?
You better shoot that bow.
That's a lifetime endeavor.
But shoot that bow first of all. But
process goal number 1 is we're gonna shoot that bow. Mm-hmm. Hey, dude, I can go out to my backyard and get reps in that.
You got to get Evan Hoyt. Where's his AX90?
Yeah, that's right.
We're not giving him mine.
Reps upon reps, perfect reps.
Yeah.
And then our next process goal is to kill a bear.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be sick.
And how about we just set those up? Those are our 2 goals.
I'm good with that.
Those are processes, and that will hopefully that's one block to getting us to where we want to be ultimately.
We're on the path.
We're on the path.
You got to get on the path so you're not wandering around.
Hey, we're just gonna bloom where we're planted. Be in the present.
Dude,
this was awesome, man.
Well, this has been a great conversation. I said, I'm so thankful for you in this conversation and these last 2 days. So thank you for coming all the way to Oregon.
This was awesome.
Yeah, enriching my life. I appreciate you.
This was awesome. Appreciate you.
It's been great hanging out. All right, guys, keep hammering. That's a wrap.